Okay, so we are going to have a random game. We have Boudica, Wendy, unknown player, and random ID as the first team, and Chester, Nani, Rauls, and Extreme on the second team. Let's go. Okay, let's take a look at the civilizations. So Boudica as the gauls, Wendy Kushites, unknown player Britons, random ID as Persians as T1, against Chester as Persians, Nani as Ptolemies, Rauls as Britons, and Extreme Kushites. Okay, that is not really a very imbalanced matchup. T2 might have just a little bit of an edge since they have Ptolemies and Britons on the same team, but who knows. Okay, let's take at the borders here. We have randomid as the Persians, bordering Extreme 22 as the Kushites. The other flank, we have Nani as the Ptolemies, bordering unknown player as the Britons. Okay, so unknown player has an extra berry. Not actually a big of a hunt. Nani has pretty decent hunt nearby. Another patcher, no extra berries. Rauls with an additional berry patch, another one. Yeah, two additional berry patches, pretty good, and this one is huge. I don't know what happened here, or maybe the berries got merged. Pretty weird. Usually the patches are 5 to 7 berries. This one, yeah, this one is, yeah, 7 berries. Okay, it's just that they are spread in a weird manner. We have Chester here as the Persians. He has kind of an extra berry, somewhat decent patch of hunt. Another one here, so a cavalry start here from Chester could be decent. We have a pause in the game, so let's continue here. Extreme 22, he has an extra patch of berries, already taking those. And yeah, that's it for him. Now Renedy as the Persians. Not at all going on for him, just a somewhat decent hunt here. And Boudica here with the 2 extra berries. Yeah, Boudica in a really nice position here. Especially since his goals. Wendy as the Kushites. Not really a lot going on for him here as well. Yeah, and that's it. Now I see that everyone is just booming on quite standard, going for women first. Yeah, I think Boudica might come up really strong on this game. Unfortunately, Wendy got Kushites, which is a stronger player for this team. For T1. Yeah. But Boudica might have said that by being goals and having so many extra berries. Goals might be one of the best civs to boom when you have food only, especially if you go for women's spam. Now, here we see some strong players in the pocket from T2. Extreme 22 is a pretty decent player, and random ID balances his border as well, even though he's Kushites. I think this could be a balanced border. On the other flank, Nani against unknown player. Yeah, usually I would give a more aggressive player the matchup over Nani, but since unknown player is usually very passive, I think that this flank could be fine as well. Now Chester with the Persians. Yeah, I'm not sure this is a really good civilization for him. And Rauls might come strong in the pocket as well. Already has expanded to this berries here. Really good thinking. Yeah, well, let's see. Nani going for a lot of infantry, but his boom is actually not that great. Not sure what he's doing. Oh, he got a lot of food. Yeah, he's spamming women. Okay. Now what we see here, well, what is Nani's plan for food actually? What, he wants to get wood? Or, yeah, I think this is a bit of a mistake because he really should be taking more food right now. But maybe he's anticipating issues with wood and he wants to make the fields really early on. So yeah, might not be that bad actually. Let's see how it turns out. So far we see Extreme 22 going for the 3 cavalry. Does not actually have that good of a hunt, but fortunately for him, he was able to put a farmstead here, so maybe it's not that bad to get this. And we also have randomid going for cavalry at the moment, but just this one. He has somewhat of a decent hunt here, but not really that great.
Yeah, see?
I see that he has also 2 spearmen gathering food, so a bit of an oversight from him. Going for the chrstgtr in this location, a little bit premature, I think. I think it would be better just to boom out. You can take this position later on, especially if you're able to get an advantage in terms of infantry. No player going for the hunt in this location. He's making 3 cavalry. And Nani seems to have recovered a little bit from that early issue with food, but as you can see here, he's a little bit late on his fields. I'll send the women from wood to the fields, yeah. Yes, we're going for the additional berries. And Rauls already booming up like crazy as well. Little bit of idle time. Yeah, Boudica is not booming as fast as... Oh, didn't Boudica scout? Oh, he scouted actually. I'm not sure about these fields. I think Boudica could be more greedy here. Yes, it's nice that you'll be safe. That you went for the fields first, but with 2 extra berries, man. Yeah, just build a lot of houses in the berries just to keep the women safe, and you can spam quite safely. Just make a few soldiers to be able to defend from harassment. And Raul's already 70 population.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, Rauls will come up really strong in this game.
Yeah, see?
Now this chrstgtr paid off a little bit for Extreme 22. He denies randomid taking this good location, which is good. These wood lines actually favor Extreme over randomid a lot. You can see this patch here of wood. So for example, even if this wood run out in the mid to late game, you can take this and be able to support a good push. Wendy already got a kill. Maybe a harassing dog, possibly. But that said, Boudica is really not... Yeah, 10 population. Now Boudica will probably stop doing making women. Oh, he did the fertility festival thing. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this strategy. As you can see, building women from the houses, they take a lot more time. This is offset, of course, by just making them from all of these houses, but it's very greedy, and I'm not sure it pays off a lot in the end game. So, for example, Boudica is ahead in population right now, but yeah, Rauls will catch up really soon as the next batch gets ready. Yeah, as you can see here, I'm not sure Fertility Festival is really that great. So, for example, Rauls had 2 extra berries. He went very greedy at the start. He didn't go for the field so early. he was a little bit more confident that he was able to balance any food issues with the transition to farms, and we see that he's going up quite well. Boudica is actually having a lot of population here, so but yeah, he does not have a lot of infantry. I'm not sure about that, but we might see in the later game if Boudica really comes up, if it pays off so much for Boudica to be ahead of Rauls. Now, we don't see a lot of action in the start of the game. We see just one player going for the cavalry here, but he's mostly using it for a hunt. I'm not sure he's going to harass Nani, especially because skirmish cavalry really is not able to do a lot of damage on Ptolemies. With Ptolemies, you can build a lot of skirmishers really fast because of metal, so yeah, it's one of the best civs for defense, Ptolemies. So yeah, a good call going just for the hunt. We see a little bit of an imbalance as well in terms of food for wood. So a really passive game here at the start. Boudica taking the lead in population. I wonder how many women Boudica got here. 80 women so far, and is he making more? Okay, I think he stopped now, so that's good. But Raul's really not that far behind, and we see that he has almost, yeah, really double the amount of infantry. So I really dislike the fertility festival tactic here. I mean, especially since you are vulnerable to rushes in the meantime. Of course, you're not as vulnerable because we have the barriers, we're able to build the barracks first, but yeah, I'm not really a big of a fan of this. And Extreme 22 really not enabling randomid to take this position. Maybe a bit of an overinvestment in the sentry towers. This one is quite good actually, because it denies also any harassment for this here. Now Nani having a lot of issues with booming. Yeah, he's having some issues with booming here. He could go for going for the early P2 as well. I'm not sure I agree too much with this. Yeah, I think Nani will have a lot of problems later on the game, and unknown player will come up really strong here on this. Even though he had a lot of food imbalance, we can see that he's booming quite decent. But on Team 2, we see that Chester and Rose both are out actually booming quite well. And as the pockets, I would expect them to reinforce quite strongly the attacks on their respective flanks. So for example, Extreme 22 is in a dominant location over randomid, so push here from Chester could really help a lot. Boudica going for the early women. I'm not sure he'll have all the infantry if it's a very early push here. And Rauls is using his favorite civilization, the Britons. And Rauls, when he plays with Britons, he's usually very aggressive when he just reaches P3. Usually he takes the upgrades on phase 2, and when he's going to P3, he actually attacks with all the upgrades and comes up really strong on that push. But yeah, Nani will not be able to support a whole lot against a unknown player here. Okay, unknown player figuring out that Nani is building a military colony. I think he's not paying attention at the moment. Yeah. Lost all of this cavalry here. Okay.
EST?
Some small harassment here from randomid. Got 4 kills, really good. I'm not sure he lost a single one. Yeah, not a single one lost. Really good. This is a good location for a military colony. It protects this metal. It also helps defend from any pushes that Wendy might do going around here. So for example, if Wendy goes for an attack here on Nani and later decides it's not really worth it, it forces him to go way over around to reach the other player. But unknown player is strongly booming and quite ahead of Nani at the moment.
EST? EST?
Extreme 22 parking his cavalry over here to defend against this raid from random ID.
EST?
Good reaction time here from
EST?
ID. And we can see here Rauls, 175 population. Yeah, this is also something that Boudica does, which I really don't like a lot. When he gets a lot of extra berries, he usually goes very quick P3, and I'm really not sure it pays off a lot. I mean, okay, you get these upgrades first, but the difference in population offsets that. And the advantage of having more population is that you have more options later on. So for example, you can do an early push, you can defend better. So far, I really balanced this flank here. I would give a little bit of an advantage to Extreme 22 in the map control here, because he's able to defend this quite decently. He can gather wood from these locations here and support this position. He can also gather wood from this location, support this position. Yeah, I really think this is a strong position for Extreme 22, but having Kushites as a civilization might be bad for him in the later game. How far is Rose from P3? Okay, he just needs a little bit of resources. He could actually exchange some wood for stone, maybe. How are the butter rates? They're not really that great. But yeah, Rose will P3 right now. I expect him to also get the armor or range upgrade. In the meantime, as soon as he has the metal, then he will gather all of these upgrades and push really early on.
EST?
A little bit of an inefficient wood line here from random 80. And as you can see, that's why I mentioned that the wood lines favored Extreme 22 a lot. Look at this. Random ID is forced to take wood from this location here. So for example, if an attack comes, he would be very out of position to defend against it. Now, Extreme 22 could go for a more, especially, yeah, he could go for creeping in his territory inside here and maybe deny these minerals. And Random ID just now going for the minerals. Oh, I see. Extreme 22 went for the very early P3 as well, so his population is downsized. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that.
EST?
Now, as I was mentioning, Rose goes for the upgrades really early on. I would expect him just to get the P3 upgrades and push out. And while he's moving out with his troops, he's also getting the second level upgrades for ranged and armor as well.
EST?
Not a whole lot going on. I think we'll see a very macro-focused game. Maybe with a decent boom, Boudica going for a cavalry composition. Okay. Going for the cavalry composition gives him the advantage that he actually uses the extra element that he made for the farms. So you need a lot of food for that. I would expect Rauls to move out really soon. I'm not sure why he's not moving out yet, since he already has the ranged upgrade. He usually likes to do a timing attack where he's doing damage when he already reaches the enemy. He is just finishing the upgrade. Okay, and we're back. Okay, we see Rose moving out. As I mentioned, he really likes to move out when all his upgrades are finishing, and realize a lot of looting to get some resources back.
Yeah, see?
See Nani going defensive here, which is not really that bad, considering that he might be in a bad position against a player in terms of boom. Who could Rauls go for? I think Rauls will probably go for an unknown player. Unknown player finishing a defensive fort, I really like to see that. But this fort is still exposed to this location here. Fortunately for him, Nani won't be able to be aggressive anytime soon.
Yeah, see?
103 is upgraded. Now going for the harass on this wood line would be great, I think. And it seems that's what House is doing. With all of these units out of position, he can do a lot of damage here on the economy of 2 players. But if he gets too overextended, it might be an issue for him.
Yeah, see?
So a little bit of a delayed reaction from a non-player.
Yeah, see?
Wendy sees it. A non-player reacting now. Raul's already getting some kills.
Yeah, see?
Idle units here could be targeting these archers.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Unfortunately, Rauls does not use attack moves, so he hits H. So when you hit H, the closest units will try to fight the ones that are in range, but if they are out of range, they will just stop and hold, as you saw there. Nani going for the support here. He should, yeah, good retreat here. It distracts a lot of units in this look, and he gets better trades in this. Yeah, I think this is a very strong push for. Raul's not using his barracks, or maybe he has few barracks. Wendy keeping up with the population, but unknown player is having a lot of trouble. He has only 3 barracks.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Chester coming here as well. I think this cavalry attack would be more efficient actually dealing with this. Well, this fight is already won probably. Yeah, going for the wood here would be good as well.
ESC. ESC.
Not a whole lot of anti-ram here. Oh, he has 10. Yeah, okay, 10 swordsmen. Chester targeting the production for Wendy, that's pretty good. Boudica coming for the support now. So Chester should retreat a little bit with this cavalry. And Boudica has a lot of cavalry. 80 cavalry here. Does he have upgrades for them? Just the armor ones. Okay. Now we can see that even though this attack is doing a lot of damage, both Wendy and unknown player are actually keeping up with the populations.
ESC.
Now, unknown player going for the run push here. Since these are naked runs, I think this amount of swordsmen should be able to defend quite easy. And we see that Nani's defensive palisades here really paid off.
ESC. ESC.
Chester finds a pocket of women from Wendy.
ESC.
Okay, now it seems the unknown player is going to support this push. We don't see that T2 has any siege, so these soldiers here, even though they are in a pretty good position, they are not able to do a lot of damage because they don't have siege support. But maybe Rauls could change that by just slinging the CC down. Nothing happening on this flank here. Rauls with a lot of kills. And Rauls going for the CC slinging down. Now, can Nani defend this push? I'm not sure he can. I think he can. Yeah, he can, possibly. I think he should garrison these towers. Yeah, targeting the CC with skirmisher is really not the best thing you can do.
ESC.
A little bit of a mistake here, in my opinion. Because now the cavalry will be able to clean up quite well.
ESC.
Unknown player has units in position, Wendy has units in position. The CC is damaging all the units surrounding it. Yeah. Both Rauls and Nani put themselves on a trap here. You can see Raul's population dwindling very fast. He does not have a lot of wood. Yeah, this was a bad move. I mean, if you have a really good army in this location, you can keep harassing the production and the economy, and while you wait for the siege to come, or you just, you know, move out or take map control, build a CC or something like that. But going straight for the CC here was very cocky from. I think they overestimated the amount of damage that they did here. As you can see here, both Rauls and Nani are in a bad spot, patient-wise. Now we see that unknown player was able to reach the CC from Nani. Nani still should be able to defend this, I think. The armor upgrade unknown player has. Oh, will we be able to defend? Not sure about that.
ESC.
Oh, I think the CC will go down. Yeah, it will.
ESC. ESC.
Okay, they clean up here.
ESC.
Now, Nani and Rauls are in a pinch here. Unknown player with not that great population, but he should be able to recover here. And, well, we see Extreme 22 taking this position here. I mean, it's not really that bad, but I think he's... Yeah, he made a very strong defensive here position, but... Well, what will random ID do? That's the question. So far, random ID is not really doing much. Now they will be able to clean up this push from unknown player, maybe even rebuild the CC.
ESC.
And I think Boudica is getting to that late stage cavalry. Where's the blacksmith? Okay, here. Yeah, just missing the melee upgrades now. What is Boudica's composition?
ESC.
Only skirmish cavalry. Really big fight here.
ESC.
Fortunately, Extreme 22 is losing a lot of elephants. And random ID really not doing much here. I'm not sure what's going on. Is he feeding the other players? It's not. Not sure what's going on. Okay, a little bit of a push here against Extreme 22. Extreme 22 notices very quick.
ESC.
Okay, Nani trying to deny this fart, but I don't think this is a really a good move. He's being supported by Rose at the moment. I don't think this is good for Nani because he should be focusing on booming right now and not fighting.
ESC.
Okay, push is being quite decent for random ID. You should focus the hero here.
ESC. ESC.
Extreme 22 overextended a lot. I'm not sure why he underestimated random ID in here. And he's paying for it right now.
ESC.
Okay, random ID was able to take the CC down. CC making more siege. Okay, more rams. Should be able to also take the production on extreme here. Chester being driven out by Boudica. Not have as much cavalry. And he has the cavalry upgrades. That's good. Now this push from Nani here doing really good damage on an unknown player. Being supported by Chester as well. And Rauls, so 3 in the same location. Now, and Random AD really needs to push fast here on Extreme 22. Because this flank is falling down right at the moment. Boudica out of position.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, this CC might go down. It's even garrisoned. They could go for the capture here. Now Wendy moving out. Now we will see the strength of the late cavalry.
Yeah, see?
You know, Chester has quite a bit of cavalry here.
Yeah, see?
Oh, where is the remaining cavalry from Boudica?
Yeah, see?
In production, it seems. Arriving right now. And Nani cleaning up unknown player's base. He could go for the production as well. I think that would be good. Extreme 22 continue with the push. I mean, Random AD continue the push on Extreme 22. Denying these forts.
Yeah, see?
Chester going for the support here. But Chester is also busy in this location. Busy in this location. Chester actually retreating with this infantry to reinforce this position.
Yeah, see?
Unknown player very affected by push from really well done. Nani, Rauls, and Chester all fighting here. Wendy was out of position, Boudica was out of position. Now, I think it's inefficient to use your archers to deny the fort. And Random AD should be sending the rams instead. The rams and elephants, especially now that he has already killed the production. So a little bit of a mistake in my opinion. Now Chester will be able to clean up this position and he will not have... and Random AD will not have denied the fort. Okay, he's focusing on the fort right now.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Wendy and Boudica being able to drive this attack back. A little bit of a miss micro here from Random AD of the Rams.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I think Chester may be able to clean up this archer army here. Archers are very countered by
Yeah, see?
cavalry. But that said, Random AD should focus the siege on the CC right now. I don't think Extreme has a lot of anti-ram.
Yeah, see?
Chester didn't make anti-ram as well, so going for the CC here would not be a bad move. Now both Nani and Extreme 22 are in a bad position, economy-wise and population. Yeah, Nani is in a bad spot as well.
Yeah, see?
I think they should retreat here.
Yeah, see?
This is a losing fight for them. And Extreme 22 will take the CC down.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Yeah, both Chester and Extreme here attacking here. For an idea, we see that the population now has dwindled a lot. So far, a very balanced matchup. Bit of a rotation in terms of flanks. So for example, this flank destroyed this location and destroyed this one.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Yeah, Nani should be focusing on booming.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Boudica harassing. Random ideas economy. Good move here. But they should make more siege right now. Oh, actually, Boudica's in the city. Yeah, Boudica actually supporting
Yeah,
against.
see?
Chester with a little bit of an overextension here. Does not have any siege nearby.
Yeah, see?
Okay, we see a ram push here from Rauls, destroying unknown player CC again. Wendy coming with 4 elephants.
Yeah, see?
Only building SCC, this might be a little bit ambitious.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Big cavalry fight going on here. Chester with a big advantage in numbers. Because if not a whole lot of cavalry actually.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Okay, Nani going for the military colony here, now supported by Rose. A little bit of a stalemate between Chester and Boudica in this location. A pause from Wendy. Okay, crazy game, a lot of turnarounds. So, for example, so the right here, we had a 3-way fight, 3v1. Had Nani, Rauls, and Chester all fighting here on unknown player and taking down. And meanwhile, Extreme 22 overextended, building this here, which is not really doing a lot for him at the moment. And that made him be out of position. On the other hand, randomid was able to inflict a lot of damage and destroy this, but Chester's support was able to defend here. Now, Nani was having a little bit of issue with booming. They are pinning Chester, unknown player, down. It seems that randomid is Extreme 22 is just now rebuilding his center, and he has a lot of resources, so he'll be able to start production again. He might be kept, well, not yet, but he'll have to expand resources and idle time building. So far, I'm really not sure which team is ahead. Destroying the production one player, this is really good. Rauls coming with more army,
ESC,
as well as Nani.
ESC,
Now on the big fights here,
ESC,
Chester is still with the lead on cavalry amount.
ESC,
Now, one thing that could affect this battle is also that Chester has a really good hero for cavalry, while Boudica has not.
ESC,
Oh yeah, he has Vercingetorix, forget what I said. Now Nani just needs to pay more attention to his boom. Because if you send units like this with just, you know, what you have without booming, you are not able to max out your army. And they are not being efficient actually.
ESC,
Rauls not using these units as well. Extreme is in a bad spot at the moment. But so is a non-player. Finally Nani realizes, maybe? Oh no.
ESC,
Yeah. Rauls can't find this alone. Especially in range of CC.
ESC,
Okay, so both randomid and Boudica here should be able to push 22. I think they might be able to take a non-player CC down again. I think the CC might go down. I'm not sure why Chester did not retreat, because this is defended and he can stay in CC range and destroy this unit. But Extreme 22 CC goes down again. So both teams pinning their respective flanks. I'm not sure what Chester is doing here. He should be focusing on killing these elephants. Because he's secure here in this fort location. Temple, not the highest priority to build here at the moment, in my opinion. Okay, now Nani and Rauls moving out to
ESC,
Wendy. Now this is good for Nani. He's able to take these minerals if he wants to. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Wendy that he got the sites. Otherwise, he would have been able to support much better here. It seems that Chester and Boudica are on a mission to annihilate each other. I'm not sure about that.
ESC,
Now we see Boudica with the cavalry lead. Yeah, I'm really not a fan that Chester was not defending here Extreme 22, because Extreme 22 also lost his production, so he might be a little bit slow to recover. Maybe Extreme 22 could even rebuild in this location. I think that would be good for him. Just keep the fort, build some towers here, maybe some palisades, and move out his economy to this location. Because I think Wendy might go down here. 2v1 of Nani and Rauls against Wendy. Nani going for another aggressive military colony here. I really like this move. He will be able to also secure this stone. Yeah, Random ID realizes that. I think a little bit too late. What are they trying to achieve here? I mean, yeah, they are pinning Extreme 22 down, but they are taking a lot of casualties in the process. Rauls with a lot of different raids, different locations. Wendy's economy is down. Even though, yeah, he has a lot of... Yeah, the problem for him is the production rate. Only for barracks. Now, Extreme 22 can rebuild. Unknown player, not so much. So, I think this might be a victory. Nani is still not booming, keeping on with the push. Might be paying off, I'm not sure about that. These runs should be destroying this to make way for the system. Wendy does not have a lot of anti-ram as well. And this pikemen providing great support for the slingers here. The mid shield. Now Chester is being able to fight this 2v1, but I don't think... I'm not sure he will be able to keep up with this much longer. Because Wendy will not be... Extreme 22 will not be able to produce enough to help this attack. I think it would be safe for Chester to retreat a little bit here. He does not gain a lot by taking these fights, in my opinion. But yeah, he's doing great actually.
Yeah, see?
I'm not sure how he's been able to keep up with the population here. Really crazy. A lot of stables, I like to see that.
Yeah, see?
But yeah, he should... Yeah, he's still keeping up with the population here. That's crazy. Okay, finally they arrive at Wendy CC. Wendy might come down soon. Yeah, I think this is over. P2 wins. Now, as soon as they arrive on Boudica, Boudica will have no way to defend because he's being down by Chester.
Yeah, see?
Chester, really crazy 2v1 here. Really nice.
Yeah, see?
Very surprising.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Yeah, Wendy is down. Boudica is very exposed here. GG. Okay. Really nice match. Really nice. It seems that it really paid off, this 3v1 on a non-player. Very late reaction from both Boudica and Wendy here for support. They were able to take a non-player down. Both Nani and Rauls kept working at pinning a non-player down and not letting him recover. While at the same time, Extreme 22 was a little bit overextended, and Random ID capitalized on that, but Chester was moved to get back and support here, and they were able to keep this flank secure. And Chester with a very heroic 2v1 here against both Boudica and... Really nice match. Boudica and Chester with the highest scores in the game. What was the KD? Boudica with a high KD, Chester with an even higher KD. How is that? Yeah, both Boudica and Chester had will to fight. I'm not sure what went there. Well, anyways, matchup. Yeah, I think that's it for the game.